Welcome to the Timeless Tales Library, where whispered stories become bridges to slumber. I'm Oliver, your evening companion, and tonight I've prepared a tranquil narrative to calm your thoughts and shepherd you toward peaceful dreams. The Timeless Tales Library flourishes through the kindness of souls like you. If these gentle tales have brought you solace, please subscribe and help us weave more of these restful journeys together. As you nestle into comfort, drop a note below sharing where in the world you're listening tonight, and tell me of a magical place you'd love a story to carry you, perhaps the floating gardens of Babylon, the crystal caves beneath the northern lights, the hidden tea houses of ancient Chengdu, or a lighthouse perched on the edge of a starlit sea. Your whispered wishes keep our cozy sanctuary alive with wonder, a journey into the quiet wisdom of twilight, where you discover that darkness is not the absence of light, but the canvas upon which beauty rests. In this gentle story, you tend a garden of shadows and learn that the softest parts of life hold the deepest peace. Now, close your eyes and breathe in slowly, then exhale fully. You are entering a hidden wing of the Timeless Tales Library, known as the Library of Echoes. Here, the books hold stories that have been told and retold for generations, their words echoing softly through the halls. The air is filled with a sense of gentle familiarity, and the walls are lined with bookshelves carved from quiet, ancient wood. Feel your body settle into the comforting embrace of your bed, your own personal alcove in this hall of memory. Relax your shoulders, your jaw, and your hands. The echoes of the stories are like a soft hum, a gentle vibration that soothes your nervous system and lulls your mind into a state of deep calm. Listen closely. Let the comforting stories of the Library of Echoes wrap you in a warm blanket of peace and rest. A Zen calming nighttime story, The Gardener of Shadows. Let yourself settle now, wherever you are. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. This moment is complete, just as it is. Allow your body to become heavy, so heavy, as if the surface beneath you is rising up to meet you, to hold you completely. Feel the subtle shift in your weight, the way gravity pulls you downward with a gentle insistence, anchoring you to this spot. Imagine the earth itself cradling you, its ancient strength supporting every curve and contour of your form, inviting you to surrender fully without resistance or hesitation. Begin by bringing your awareness to your feet. Notice them there at the far end of your body. Without moving them, simply feel them. The weight of your heels pressing firmly into whatever supports them, perhaps the cool floor or the soft cushion of a bed. The curve of your arches, that natural bridge that absorbs the shocks of daily life, now resting in quiet repose. The softness of your toes, each one distinct yet connected, perhaps slightly curled or spread out in relaxation. And now, let them soften even further. Let any lingering tension there dissolve, melting down into whatever supports you, draining away like water into thirsty earth, leaving behind a profound sense of emptiness and peace, as if your feet are becoming one with the ground below. From your feet, let this softening travel slowly upward. Feel it move into your ankles, those intricate hinges that carry you through your days with remarkable resilience, twisting and turning to navigate uneven paths and sudden steps. Let them rest now, free from the demands of motion. They have worked so hard, bearing your weight through countless hours of standing, walking, and balancing. Let them be still and quiet, the joints loosening like well-oiled mechanisms finally at ease. the surrounding tendons and ligaments unwinding like threads from a spool. The softening continues to rise, like a slow tide gently lapping at the shore into your calves. Feel the muscles there release, lengthening and loosening, the tight fibers that propel you forward now surrendering to gravity's pull. Your shins, the sturdy bones there, growing heavy and grounded, as if they are sinking deeper into the earth's embrace. Your knees, those faithful joints that bend and flex with every movement, unlocking now, settling into a position of complete surrender. There is no effort here, only release, only rest, as the warmth of relaxation spreads like a soothing balm, easing away any remnants of strain from the day's exertions. Let the wave of relaxation flow upward into your thighs, these strong muscles that support you through every stride and stance. Let them become loose and liquid now, melting into a state of fluid tranquility. Feel the backs of your thighs heavy against what holds you, pressing down with a comforting density, while the fronts of your thighs soften, releasing the power they hold for lifting and carrying. All tension dissolving completely, like ice under a warm sun, evaporating into nothingness, leaving your legs feeling weightless yet profoundly supported, as if they are floating in a sea of calm. Your hips now, often a place where we hold so much emotions, stresses, the burdens of responsibility. Let your hip joints soften in their sockets, the ball and socket mechanisms easing into perfect alignment without any force. Feel your pelvis wide and heavy, a stable basin that cradles your core, now broadening with each breath. Let your lower back release any grip it might be holding, the muscles along your spine unwinding like coiled springs finally set free. The small of your back, that tender curve so often arched in effort, allow it to ease and flatten gently. You are safe here, enveloped in security. You are held by an invisible net of comfort that requires no vigilance from you. Bring your attention to your belly, this soft, vulnerable center, the seat of intuition and life itself. Let it be soft now, free from any need to contract or protect. There is no need to hold anything in no judgments, no expectations. Let your breath move naturally in and out, your belly rising and falling like gentle waves on a serene ocean, expanding with inhalation and receding with exhalation in a rhythmic dance. Let your lower belly be completely at ease, the organs within resting in harmony, the entire area softening like warm clay under gentle hands. Feel the relaxation spreading into your chest, your ribs expanding and contracting, easy and slow, like the bellows of a quiet accordion playing a lullaby. Your heart beating steadily, faithfully, needing nothing from you but your quiet awareness, its rhythmic thump, a reassuring constant in the stillness. Let your chest be open and soft, the sternum broadening as if inviting the world in without fear, your lungs filling and emptying in their own perfect rhythm, drawing in fresh air that nourishes every cell, expelling what is no longer needed with effortless grace. Your shoulders now, these places where so many of us carry the weight of our days, responsibilities, worries, the metaphorical loads we shoulder. Let them drop away from your ears, descending like falling leaves in autumn, releasing the knots that form from hunching over desks or tensing in stress. Let them fall back and down, heavy and loose, creating a cascade of relief that travels through your upper body. Feel the space this creates, a newfound openness across your collarbones, all that accumulated tension, just letting it go, releasing it into the darkness around you, dissipating like smoke into the night air. Down your arms now, this softening spreads. Your upper arms becoming heavy, so heavy as if weighted by invisible anchors, pulling them toward the earth. Your elbows unlocking, the joints that pivot and reach now at complete rest, free from any need to extend or bend. Your forearms resting, completely supported by the surface beneath, the muscles that grip and hold, now limp and relaxed. Your wrists loose, those flexible links that allow for fine movements, now dangling in serenity. And your hands, your faithful hands that touch, create, and connect. Let them open slightly, palms upturned in a gesture of receptivity, your palms soft and warm, your fingers uncurling like petals of a flower blooming in the dawn light. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to grasp, just pure, open release. Bring your awareness to your neck, that bridge between body and mind, supporting the weight of your thoughts and perceptions. Let it soften, the column of vertebrae aligning naturally without strain. The front of your neck, your throat, easy and open, allowing words unspoken to rest in silence, the vocal cords at peace. The sides of your neck, releasing the tension from turning and tilting, muscles lengthening like stretched silk. The back of your neck, that place of such delicate strength where headaches often originate, let it be completely at ease, smoothing out like a calm sea after a storm. Your jaw now, let it hang loose, your teeth slightly apart, relieving the pressure that comes from clenching in concentration or frustration. Let your tongue rest soft and heavy in your mouth, perhaps touching the roof lightly or falling to the floor, free from any articulation. Your lips barely touching, or perhaps separated, completely relaxed, the muscles around them softening like melting wax, allowing a subtle sense of openness to prevail. Your face, your beautiful face that expresses so much to the world, joy, sorrow, curiosity. Let the muscles around your mouth soften, the corners releasing any habitual pull upward or downward, your cheeks becoming smooth and heavy, sinking slightly as gravity takes hold, the skin relaxing over the bones beneath, the small muscles around your nose releasing, nostrils flaring gently with each breath without effort, your eyelids, already closed, growing heavier still, so heavy that they feel sealed in tranquility, blocking out the external world completely. The space between your eyebrows smooth and wide, that furrowed spot of worry now expanding like a clearing sky. Your forehead spreading outward, any lines there fading, dissolving into softness, as if an invisible hand is gently ironing them away. Even your scalp, the crown of your head, let it soften, the tight skin loosening, hair follicles at rest. Let your whole head be heavy, so heavy, sinking into what supports you, the pillow or cushion cradling it like a nest, allowing your mind to quiet as your body does. And now, your breath. Notice it moving in and out, a natural ebb and flow that sustains you without thought. You don't need to change it, just notice the subtle sensations, the cool air entering through your nostrils, perhaps carrying faint scents of the room around you, the warm air leaving, carrying away any residual stress with it, each breath a little slower, a little deeper, a little softer, syncing with the rhythm of your heartbeat, your whole body breathing, every pore inhaling peace and exhaling tension, your whole body at rest, a unified vessel of calm in this sacred pause. With each exhale, let yourself sink deeper, deeper into relaxation, where muscles forget their duties and thoughts drift like clouds. Deeper into stillness, a profound quietude that envelops your entire being. Deeper into the soft darkness that holds you, a velvety void free from light's demands, nurturing your spirit in gentle obscurity. You are ready now, ready to journey into the garden, your mind clear and your body attuned, ready to discover what waits for you there in the long shadows of late afternoon, where mysteries unfold in the interplay of light and dark. You find yourself standing at the edge of a path. You don't remember arriving here, and that's perfectly fine. Some journeys begin where they begin, without explanation, without effort, emerging from the subconscious like a dream taking form. The path before you is made of smooth, pale stones, each one settled into dark earth, their surfaces worn by countless footsteps or perhaps just the passage of time, creating a mosaic of subtle variations in texture and hue. The stones are cool looking, dove grey, almost luminous in the soft light, reflecting the fading sun in a way that makes them seem alive within a glow. It is late afternoon, that precious hour when the sun hangs low and golden, stretching everything, making the world long and languid, shadows elongating like fingers reaching across the landscape. The air has that particular quality of endings and beginnings, both cool and warm at once, breathing with you, carrying hints of distant flowers or fresh soil, a transitional atmosphere that soothes the soul and invites reflection on the day's passage. You take a step forward, and then another. Your feet know this path somehow, as if muscle memory from another life guides you, each placement sure and instinctive. Each step is easy, effortless, like walking through a gentle dream where gravity is kinder and the ground yields slightly to your tread. There is no hurry here, no hurry at all, no deadlines pressing, no destinations demanding arrival. Time has loosened its grip, become fluid, become kind, stretching out infinitely in this liminal space between day and dusk. Around you, tall walls of weathered wood rise up, old and silver grey, worn smooth by years of rain and sun and wind, their grains telling stories of seasons past, knots and cracks adding character like wrinkles on a wise face. These walls are a comfort, enclosing you in a sanctuary of privacy and peace. They create a sense of enclosure, of being held, of being in a space apart from the rushing world outside, where chaos reigns but here, serenity prevails. You can hear, just faintly, the sound of wind moving through bamboo somewhere beyond the walls, that hollow, hollow sound like breath itself, rhythmic and meditative, syncing with your own inhalations and exhalations. The path curves gently, and you follow it without question, the bend inviting curiosity. With each step, you feel yourself arriving more fully into this place, your senses sharpening to the subtle details, the faint crunch underfoot, the play of light on the stones. Arriving more fully into your body, feeling the alignment of spine and limbs in harmonious motion. Arriving more fully into this moment that exists only here, only now. A singular point in the vast tapestry of existence, untouched by past regrets or future anxieties. And then the path opens, revealing a vista that unfolds like a secret unveiled. Before you spreads a garden unlike any you've seen, It is a rock garden, yes, but not in the way you might have expected, not stark and minimalist, but alive with subtle energies. There are stones, large and small, rising from a bed of raked gravel, each positioned with intentionality, creating patterns that evoke natural landscapes in miniature. But it's not the stones that catch your attention first. They serve as anchors for something more ethereal. It's the shadows, elongated and profound, that draw your gaze immediately. The late afternoon sun, hanging low in the western sky like a golden orb reluctant to depart, casts shadows from each stone, and these shadows are long, so long, stretching across the pale gravel like dark water flowing in slow rivers, like pools of blue-grey stillness that invite contemplation. The shadows are not black, but a soft, cool blue, almost luminous themselves, as if they hold their own gentle light within, shimmering faintly at the edges where they meet the gravel, creating a mesmerizing gradient of tones. And you realize, slowly, softly, that this is a garden of shadows, where the absence of light is cultivated as artfully as any bloom. The shadows are as carefully tended as any flower, as any carefully pruned tree, raked and shaped to perfection, embodying impermanence and balance. They are the garden's secret beauty, its hidden heart, revealing themselves only in this fleeting hour when the angle of the sun transforms the ordinary into the profound. The air smells of stone and rain-washed earth, crisp and mineral-rich, though the sky is still clear with only wisps of clouds on the horizon. But even as you notice this, you feel it. The first drop, a single bead of moisture, landing on your forehead, cool and perfect, like a kiss from the heavens. Then another on your hand, trickling down your skin. And then the rain begins, so gently, so softly, that it's almost more of a mist than rain, a fine drizzle that whispers against the gravel, against the stones, against your skin, creating a symphony of tiny patters that harmonize with the wind's sigh. The rain is cool and refreshing, but not cold, invigorating rather than chilling, awakening your senses without discomfort. It feels like a blessing, a ritual cleansing that washes away the dust of the day. Like the garden itself is welcoming you, touching you softly with its aqueous fingers, saying, "Yes, you belong here. You are part of this living tapestry of elements." You notice movement then, quiet and slow, deliberate as the turning of seasons. On the far side of the garden, among the stones and their shadows, a figure is working, their presence blending seamlessly with the environment. You can't quite make out details at first, just the sense of someone there, someone moving with deep patience, with profound care, their silhouette hazy in the misty rain, evoking a sense of timeless guardianship. Your feet carry you forward, around the edge of the garden, drawn by an invisible thread of curiosity. The gravel beneath your feet makes almost no sound, muffled by the dampness, each step sinking slightly into the yielding surface. The rain continues its soft whisper, veiling the world in a gossamer curtain. Everything is hushed, reverential, as if you've entered a temple whose walls are made of twilight, where silence is sacred and every sound is amplified in its subtlety. As you draw closer, the figure becomes clearer, emerging from the mist like a painting coming into focus. An old gardener, bent slightly with years, their posture a testament to a life of quiet labor, wearing simple grey robes that blend with the stones and shadows, the fabric worn and faded, textured like the bark of ancient trees. You cannot tell if this gardener is a man or a woman, old or ancient, it doesn't seem to matter, as their essence transcends such labels, embodying wisdom that feels ageless and universal. What matters is the quality of their movement, slow and deliberate, each gesture complete in itself, infused with mindfulness that turns the mundane into meditation. The gardener is tending to a shadow, their focus undivided, as if communing with a living entity. You watch, fascinated, as they move around a large stone, observing the shadow it casts, studying its shape, its depth, its color, with the intensity of an artist appraising their canvas. The gardener nods, satisfied, a subtle inclination of the head that conveys approval, and then moves to another stone, smaller, its shadow pooling like dark honey at its base, viscous and inviting in its depth. The gardener senses you there and turns, looking at you with eyes that are kind and deep as wells, reflecting the colors of the garden, grays and blues and golds, holding a gaze that sees beyond the surface to the soul within. They don't speak, but they gesture slowly, inviting you closer with an open palm, inviting you to join them in their work, a silent communion that bridges the gap between stranger and companion. You step forward into the garden itself, crossing the threshold from observer to participant. The gravel beneath your feet is cool and damp from the rain, each pebble shifting slightly under your weight, grounding you further. The stones rise around you like islands in a pale sea, varied in form, some jagged, others smooth, each with its own story etched in lichen and cracks. Their shadows reach toward you like welcoming arms, enveloping you in their cool embrace. The gardener moves to the next stone, a medium-sized one, smooth and rounded like a river stone polished by centuries of flowing water. They kneel beside it slowly, so slowly, their descent graceful as a leaf falling, and you find yourself kneeling too, mirroring the motion instinctively. The drizzle touches your shoulders, your back, so gentle, like feathery caresses that soothe and refresh, mingling with the scent of wet earth rising around you. The gardener gestures to the shadow, drawing your attention to its elegant form. In the long light of late afternoon, this stone casts a shadow that stretches 3-4 times its length across the gravel, elongated like a dancer's pose frozen in time. The shadow is not sharp-edged but soft, diffused, blending at its edges into the pale gravel like watercolor on wet paper, the boundaries hazy and poetic, inviting interpretation. And then the gardener does something unexpected, breaking the stillness with purposeful action. They reach out, and with their hand, they smooth the gravel at the edge of the shadow, as if tucking it in, as if caring for it with the tenderness one might show a sleeping child. They move with such tenderness, such attention, as if this shadow is a living thing that needs tending, nurturing its form to preserve its ephemeral beauty against the shifting light. You understand, without words, that you are meant to help, an intuitive knowing that guides your actions. You reach out your own hand and touch the gravel, feeling its texture rough yet yielding, each granule a tiny world. It is cool and slightly damp, each tiny stone distinct beneath your fingers, some sharp, others rounded. You begin to smooth it, to rake it gently with your fingertips, following the curve of the shadow's edge, tracing its contours with reverence, becoming part of the garden's creation. The rain continues to fall, so soft, so constant, a steady veil that blurs the horizon. It beads on the stone, darkening it slightly to a richer hue, enhancing its presence. It makes the gravel glisten like scattered jewels under the dimming light, and the shadow somehow seems to deepen, to become more present, more real, its blue tones intensifying as if absorbing the moisture, growing in vitality. The gardener moves to another stone, and you follow, rising and stepping with synchronized grace. This one is taller, more angular, reminiscent of a sentinel standing guard, and its shadow falls long and lean across the garden, slicing through the space like a blade of darkness tempered by softness. Together you tend to it, your hands working in tandem. The gardener shows you, without words, how to observe the shadow first, not the stone, but the shadow, approaching it with fresh eyes, to see its shape, its subtle colors shifting from indigo to slate, the way it breathes with the light, expanding and contracting as clouds pass overhead. You begin to notice things you've never noticed before, revelations unfolding like layers of an onion. How shadows are not empty voids but filled with nuance, how they have texture, depth, presence, like velvet fabric draped over form, how they are cool and restful, like the shade beneath a tree on a hot day, offering respite and renewal, how they are part of the stone, inseparable from it, the stone's dark twin, its quiet companion, born from the interplay of light and matter, essential to the whole. Time passes, though you have no sense of how much it doesn't matter in this timeless realm, where minutes could be hours or vice versa. You move from stone to stone with the gardener, tending to each shadow with the same slow care, your actions becoming a meditative ritual. Your movements become dreamlike, unhurried, part of the garden's own rhythm, syncing with the rain's patter and the sun's descent, a harmonious flow that erases the boundaries between self and surroundings. At one large stone, shaped like a mountain in miniature, with peaks and valleys carved by erosion, the gardener pauses, creating a moment of profound stillness. They sit back on their heels and look at the shadow, which spreads wide and deep like a valley of obscurity. Then they look at you, and in their eyes you see understanding, invitation, a shared wisdom that transcends language, drawing you into deeper insight. They gesture between the stone and its shadow, highlighting the duality, light and dark, contrasting yet complementary, solid and soft, the tangible and the intangible. Above and below, the illuminated and the hidden, and slowly, like a flower opening petal by petal under the morning sun, you begin to understand what the gardener is showing you, a profound lesson unfolding in your consciousness. The stone is beautiful in its solidity. Its surface is weathered and textured, marked by time, by rain, by wind, each imperfection a badge of endurance, catching the golden light in facets that sparkle subtly. It stands firm and present, a symbol of resilience. But without the shadow, you realize, the stone would lose its depth, its dimension, appearing flat and lifeless. The shadow gives the stone its weight, its presence in space, defining its edges and contours, making the stone real in 3 dimensions. And more than that, the shadow is beautiful in its own right, a counterpart that enriches the whole. It is cool where the stone is warm, providing balance. It is soft where the stone is hard, offering gentleness. It is the place of rest, of depth, of mystery, where secrets dwell and imagination flourishes. It is where life can grow, sheltered from the harsh light, nurturing seeds in fertile darkness. The gardener nods, seeing that you understand, their expression one of quiet affirmation. They place one hand on the stone, warm from the sun's lingering rays, absorbing the heat like a sun-baked rock, and one hand in the shadow, cool from the shade, a contrast that electrifies the senses. Light and dark, both needed for harmony, both beautiful in their essence, both whole, integral parts of existence. And then, gently, the gardener places your hand on the stone and your other hand in the shadow, guiding you to experience the duality firsthand. You feel it, the warmth radiating into your palm from the stone, vital and energizing, the cool seeping from the shadow, calming and introspective, the solid and the soft, opposites united. Neither complete without the other, they form a perfect equilibrium, both parts of the same whole, teaching you about balance in life itself. The rain falls a little heavier now, though still gentle, still kind, transitioning from mist to a soft shower that nourishes without overwhelming. The sound of it fills the garden, a soft rush like breath, like waves lapping at a shore, like the sound the earth makes when it drinks deeply, quenching its thirst after a long day. The gardener rises, slow and fluid, like a tree straightening after a bend in the wind, and begins to walk among the stones, their steps measured and purposeful. You walk beside them, matching their pace, feeling a bond forged in silence. With each step, you see the garden anew, your perspective transformed. Every stone paired with its shadow, a duet of form and formlessness, every bright place balanced by a dark place, creating a symphony of contrasts. The way the shadows pool between stones, creating pathways of coolness that invite wandering feet. The way the lit stones glow golden, but would be lost without the dark to define them, their brilliance accentuated by the surrounding obscurity. You come to a place where three stones cluster together, forming a triad like ancient monoliths in council. Their shadows overlap, creating a deep well of blue-gray shade at the center, a convergence of darkness that feels almost sacred, a vortex of tranquility. The gardener kneels at this place, and you kneel too, drawn into the ritual. The gardener reaches into the shadow place, and with their hands they cradle the darkness as if it were precious water, their palms cupping the intangible with reverence, as if drawing from an invisible spring of wisdom and peace. And you understand. This is what they are showing you, that the dark places are not voids, they are not absences, they are spaces of rest, of renewal. They are where things grow slowly, deeply, out of sight. They are the pauses between breaths, the stillness between heartbeats, the quiet from which all sound emerges. The gardener looks at you, and you see in their eyes a question, an invitation. They are asking you to see your own shadows, the quiet parts of your life, the still places, the times of rest, of uncertainty, of not knowing, the parts you might have thought were empty, were lacking. And as you kneel there in the rain, in this garden of shadows, you begin to see them differently. Those times when you needed to rest, to withdraw, to be still, they were not failures. They were the shadows that gave your bright times depth, your struggles, your quiet moments, your times of doubt. They were not voids, but fertile darkness, places where slow growth happened, where roots deepened. The gardener reaches out and touches your chest, over your heart, so lightly, and then they touch the shadow beside you. Your shadow, you realize, cast by your own body in this long golden light. Your own shadow, as long and as necessary as any other. You look at your shadow there on the pale gravel, made visible by the rain. It is beautiful. It is you, your dark companion, your quiet friend. It has been with you always, faithful, marking your presence in the light, offering coolness when the world is too bright, offering depth when the world is too flat. The gardener rises one more time, and you rise with them. The rain is softer now, the lightest drizzle, almost imperceptible. The sun is lower still, almost touching the horizon. The shadows have grown even longer, almost merging with one another, creating a landscape of light and dark, woven together, inseparable. The gardener leads you to the center of the garden, where the largest stone rises. It is ancient and beautiful, worn smooth and marked by weather and time. Its shadow spreads wide, an island of cool dark in the golden light. The gardener gestures to the shadow, inviting you to enter it. You step forward, and the coolness embraces you. It is like stepping into water, into silk, into rest itself. The shadow is deep here, profound, restful beyond measure. You sit down in the shadow, and the gardener sits beside you, the cool gravel beneath you, the rain whispering all around, the scent of wet stone and earth, the golden light at the edges of your vision, but here, in the shadow, only cool blue peace. The gardener's presence beside you is steady, calm, asking nothing. You sit together in the shadow for a long, long moment. The rain falls, the light shifts, the world turns, slow and sure, beneath you. And in this shadow, you feel something you haven't felt in so long. You feel held, you feel safe, you feel that it's okay to rest, to not strive, to not be in the light all the time. You feel that this darkness is not the opposite of light, but its partner, its balance, its complement. The gardener places something in your hand. You look down, and it's a small stone, smooth and dark, almost black, but with a soft sheen, a stone of shadow color. You close your fingers around it, and it is cool and perfect in your palm. The gardener's voice comes then, the first sound they've made, and it is soft as the rain, as gentle as the falling light. They speak, and the words are for you alone. The stone needs the shadow needs the stone. You are both. You are whole. The words settle into you like seeds into soil. You are both, the bright and the dark, the strong and the soft, the striving and the resting. You are whole. The gardener rises, and you know, without sadness, that they are leaving. They have shown you what they came to show. They bow to you, slow and deep, honoring you, and you bow in return, honoring them, and then they walk away, slow and steady, becoming part of the garden, part of the rain, part of the falling light, until you cannot tell where the gardener ends and the garden begins. You sit alone now in the shadow of the great stone, but you don't feel alone. You feel accompanied by the silence, by the rain, by the stones and their shadows all around you. You feel accompanied by your own shadow, by the dark places within you that are not empty but full, full of rest, full of depth, full of the slow, quiet growth that happens out of sight. The small dark stone is still in your hand. You hold it gently, a reminder, a stone of shadow, a token of this wisdom you've learned in this garden, in this rain, in this long, long light. The sun is almost gone now. The shadows are merging into the general dusk. The distinction between stone and shadow is fading, everything becoming soft, becoming one. The rain is the merest mist now, a coolness in the air, a gentleness. You lie back, there in the shadow of the great stone. The gravel beneath you is cool and somehow soft, supporting you perfectly. The rain touches your face, your hands, so gently. The darkness is gathering around you, not frightening but kind, wrapping around you like a blanket, like a blessing. You let your eyes close. The garden is still there. You can feel it, the stones and their shadows, the rain and the earth, all breathing together, all whole. You are part of it now, held by it, cradled by it. Your breath slows, deepens. The boundary between waking and sleeping grows thin, permeable, easy. You are sinking down, down, into the soft darkness, into the shadow, into rest. The stone in your hand grows warmer, or perhaps you grow cooler. It doesn't matter. Everything is blending now, becoming one, light and dark, stone and shadow, waking and sleeping. You and the garden, all one, all whole. You breathe out, and the breath seems to go on forever, flowing out of you and into the earth, into the rain, into the darkness. You breathe in, and the darkness flows into you, cool and restful and complete. There is nothing more you need to do, nothing more you need to understand. You have learned what the gardener came to teach. You have tended the shadows. You have seen that they are beautiful, that they are necessary, that they are part of the whole. Let yourself rest now. Let yourself sink deeper into this shadow, this cool, blue peace. Let the rain wash over you. Let the darkness hold you. Let the garden cradle you in its ancient, patient arms. You are both stone and shadow. You are both light and dark. You are whole. And in this wholeness, in this balance, in this deep, deep acceptance, you let go. You release into sleep, into dreams, into the soft darkness that has no bottom, that holds you endlessly, that asks nothing of you but to rest, to be, to simply be. The garden breathes, you breathe, the rain falls, the darkness gathers, and all is well, all is well, all is whole and well. Sleep now, sleep deep. Sleep in the garden of shadows, where you are known, where you are held, where you are, at last, completely at rest. The stone in your hand, the shadow all around, the rain, the earth, the breathing dark. You are home, you are whole, you are at peace. Sleep,